The game master in a role-playing game is responsible for three fundamental tasks: creation, description, and adjudication. Creation is itself a three-phase process: the development of an imaginary physical space, filling that space with imaginary creatures, including people, and then determining the motivations and goals of those creatures. Some GMs use pre-designed content from game publishers for this part of the job, and that reduces the work to a certain degree, but it is not required. The basic building block of this creative process is the encounter, a potential game scene with options for player agency. This is contrasted with an event, something that changes the outcome regardless of player action. If the PCs arrive in town while it's under goblin attack and they can take actions that will reduce the damage and save lives, that is an encounter. But if they arrive to find the town has already been burnt to the ground and the goblins are gone, that is an event. A settlement is often just a cluster of mostly friendly encounters, while the archetypal dungeon is just a cluster of mostly hostile encounters. Encounters and events both make changes to the world, and the GM must use their imagination to extrapolate the consequences of those developments. But all of the creation stuff is going on inside of a GM's head. You have to describe it to the players to make it part of the game. First, be aware that the only thing players know is what you describe, so choose carefully what you're going to focus your attention on. If you describe a creepy man walking down the street, they will assume that he is an important NPC in some capacity. And when you describe things without being prompted by the players, try to be creating opportunities for action. The archetype of this act is the rumors that you hear in the tavern at the start of a D&D adventure. It should be something that could be useful to pursue. And you should be describing multiple opportunities so that they don't hyper-focus on one thing. Then when you describe things in response to player questions, draw upon the creation phase and provide more information about the world. The players are likely thinking of ways to use the world to solve their problems, so help connect them to that world. And throughout all of your descriptions, you want to put a premium on immersion. Provide a diverse amount of sensory information in the environment, not just visual information. You want to give the players a sense of basic direction, a range of opportunities that they can make choices with, and vivid details that immerse them in the world that has been created, so that it feels like a real place they can explore. The third task, adjudication, involves determining what happens when the players do make choices. You have to decide whether attacks hit, actions succeed or fail, and what the world does in response to player input. You will also typically have to do this in a very short period of time with limited information. Having mastery of the rule system you're using is a huge factor. But so does the ability to imagine what would probably occur in real life if this was actually happening. Don't be afraid to pause and ask clarifying questions to the player so you know exactly what they're trying to accomplish with their actions. Then make a decision and move forward as best you can. Don't get bogged down with analysis paralysis. If more information comes to light later on, be open to reconsidering your decision. Nothing is really set in stone, but don't agonize over something unnecessarily. There may not actually be a perfect answer. There is no perfect system. Don't hold yourself up to an impossible standard. You will make mistakes. The challenge is learning from it. So those are the three tasks. If you're struggling as a GM, it can be helpful to figure out which part of the job is causing you the most pain and then take steps to reduce the cognitive load in that area. Use modules if you're focusing on creation. Use improved descriptions if the problem lies in how you present the world to the players, and work towards system mastery if you're struggling with adjudication. That's all I have for now. Chubby Funster out.